Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Tapp here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jenny.
How are you?
How are you?
Great.
I'm a lot better than number two's team was last night.
Whoa.
Did you see that?
Hold up.
Wait. How could number two's team in Toronto score 89 points? I thought he scored 89 by himself. Isn't that how it goes?
That's more than San Antonio scored.
Really?
How many did they score last night?
You know what? You know what? Nobody watched last night because nobody cares about these playoffs now at the Spurs.
Oh, yo, they care
Nobody
now.
watched.
They really care now. The Spurs are up out of there.
Here we go.
Well, there was
They
a
still be
different
good.
game
Yeah.
that we were paying attention to.
But
We
there's
have a
that
lot
other
to get
guy
to.
in L.A. and nobody cares about him anymore. So
He was hacked. We're going to talk about that
he
later.
was tweeting.
I don't think he was hacked, though.
We'll talk about that later.
He was tweeting. TWEATING.
Whatever, Skip.
Tweeting, right?
Oh, so now you the Twitter, you're the Twitter dean.
Yeah, I am.
Please, you got to have one. We've got a lot to get to on today's show. Are the Sixers now in the catbird seat?
What's the catbird
And should
seat?
Baker and the Browns be favorites in the AFC
we're shaking
North? But let's start with the NBA playoffs. The Rockets and Warriors play Game 2 tonight at Oracle, but the way Game 1 ended is still on everyone's minds. James Harden did not get a foul call in the closing seconds, and Houston complained that it should have been the NBA. It should have been. The NBA released their last 2-minute report yesterday and agreed that the officials were correct with the no call. But the report also said Steph Curry should have been called for 2 separate fouls in the closing seconds, and either one would have resulted in him fouling out. Steve Kerr said there's been too much focus on the officiating, but then trolled James Harden yesterday. Take a listen.
Hang on.
Who's that foul on? Is that on Ann?
That was on end, yeah.
What do you think about coming out of Houston's camp?
It's disappointing because the focus should be on two teams who played extremely hard. I mean, watching the tape, both teams just got after it and competed. But we just watched the tape upstairs. You don't think there were 10 calls that we thought we got fouled? I mean, this is how it goes. And every coach in the league will tell you the same thing. You watch the tape and you go, man, that's a foul, that's a foul. It's the nature of the game.
Shannon, what shot do you give Houston tonight?
I give them an excellent shot of winning the game tonight, Skip. You notice it's always, the winning coach always thinks you should focus on the game, while I'm sure Mike D'Antoni says, well, I could focus on the game if I get those foul calls. Skip, for me, this is a highly contested game. Everybody knows what's at stake when it comes to the Warriors. They're trying to do something that very few teams have been able to do, and that's three-peat. The Rockets believe they have the best chance. The Rockets believe last year, Skip, had Chris Paul not gotten hurt, they would have taken the Warriors down, and this would be a moot point. But it didn't happen. Chris Paul got hurt. They go 1 for 27 to start 0 for 27 from 3, and the Warriors go in and win the second title. Now they're going for a three-peat. I give the Rockets an excellent chance for the simple fact is it's hard for me to believe that Clint Capella and P.J. Tucker will score 4 points between the two. And Capella will only have 6 rebounds. Now, it seems to me that they're going to start the death lineup. Andre Iguodala will get inserted into the starting lineup. Bogut goes to the bench. The way you beat the Warriors, one of the ways, is that you must pound them on the glass. Capella needs 15 to 20 rebounds in order to make that happen.
Yep.
He can't have 6 rebounds because if you're going to let Draymond Green out-rebound you, you're going to be in a world of trouble. You let Clay and Steph out-rebound your best big, you're in a world of trouble, Skip, because now you're going to give them second chances to get up more threes on top of you. Look, there were fouls. There is no question about it. Klay Thompson, in some instances, did not let James Harden come down in the space in which he took off from. James Harden didn't all of a sudden say, you know what, I'm going to change the way I shoot. Skip, almost all of his threes are contested. So he's always trying to draw contact. And you and I used to come out here every morning. How does he get those calls? Sometimes they just look at him and they call a foul.
Most of those were hand fouls.
Right.
Hand-to-hand combat.
And now what they're doing is that they're like, okay, we're not going to touch him with our hands, but we're going to put a little body on him. We're going to put a little hip into it because they're looking at the hand. Maybe they're not looking at the body. It's hard. And I've always had a problem. I can assure you when Dr. Naismith created the game of basketball, if he envisioned playoffs, he didn't say, well, here's a set of rules for the regular season, and here's a different set of rules for the playoffs.
He didn't know anything about the playoffs.
Call the foul. Is it a foul? So let me ask you a question, Skip. If I shoot the ball, the three-point line is 25 feet. I think it's maybe a little less in the corner. So if I shoot one of those in the playoffs, do I get more than 3 points? So why change the rules now? So if it's a three-point shot, it's a three-point shot, not a 4. If it's a 2-point shot, it's a 2-point shot, not a 1. So why are the fouls not the same, called officiated the same way? But I got something for you tonight. I'm gonna get a chance to get your due back.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna take the Rockets.
Straight up?
No, you're gonna give me some points.
Oh, I'm not going to give you any points.
Oh, whoa, Skip. They're favored. What does Vegas say? Give me what Vegas say.
I have no idea.
5.5 point.
Okay, that's what I
Golden
need.
State, yeah.
5.5. Case of due, done.
Not done. So, I'm done with everything you just said because you were just tiptoeing around all the issues at hand. And I'll be the first to say I did pick the Rockets to win this series. And I don't like their shot tonight. I'm not going to bet against them because I bet for them before the series started. This is the only thing I can conclude about what I've heard over the last 24 hours. It just feels to me like the league and in turn, the referees do have it in for the Rockets. And I don't like their chances tonight. I don't even like the officiating crew that got assigned to this game because the biggest Rockets issue has been that the older referees, the older you are, the less likely you are to call those landing spot fouls on James Harden because that's a new deal this year, or actually last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Okay.
And now we got Scott Foster tonight. He's 25
Chris
years.
Paul hates him.
Yeah, they had issues with him back in February.
Yeah.
So did James have big
you're
issues.
right.
They both got fined for going after him.
And then they have a meeting. I think the NBA had a meeting with Scott Foster. And
Oh, so great. So now you've assigned Scott Foster tonight, along with Ed Malloy, who's an old timer. He's 17 years, and Eric Lewis is 15 years. So again, it's an oxymoron because obviously you don't want to assign kids to referee the finals or what feels like this is the finals, right? This is what we all think.
Sure.
One of these two teams is going to win the NBA championship. That's what I believe.
Okay.
And I believe that's what Daryl Morey and the Rockets believe. So let's reset this. Let's think about what just happened. The Rockets lead the league in analytics. And I'm talking about second and third level statistical breakdowns.
Okay.
So through the offseason, they went to the league with all kinds of statistical breakdown analysis data proving that they got robbed in Game 7 of last year's conference finals.
Okay.
Now, again, to your point, if Chris Paul is playing, maybe it's a moot point. Maybe they just would have closed him out faster than that, right? But obviously in Game 5, he went down with the hamstring pull and did not come back.
Right.
And it was 3-1, and you feel like, or it felt like it was going to be 3-1, right?
Yeah.
So the point was that maybe that was the answer to all their problems, but they presented all these issues to the NBA. And it feels like the NBA just got sick and tired of their private belly aching because this hasn't all come out until just yesterday.
Right.
So, again, they were using a lot of the NBA's ammo against them because they have the statistical breakdown from the NBA of foul to foul to foul. So they put their own, sort of point, what would you call it? They assign points to fouls.
Right.
So they came out with some weird number like we should have had 18.6 more points in Game 7. So the point is that after all that belly aching, all that proof that they provided in the offseason, what happened in Game 1? They got robbed even worse in Game 1 than they did in Game 7 last year. So what should
especially the first half.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Clay,
no. I don't say especially the first. I say the whole game.
Wow.
I say all the way down to the end. And I'm going to say this because I've been watching it to death all last night. I see 6 times that James Harden should have gone to the free throw line off landing spot fouls. And again, I made this point yesterday. I'm going to make it even stronger today. Golden State adopted a new strategy nobody has deployed against James Harden. When their defenders, mostly Clay, but then Draymond in the end, when they jump into James Harden, they turn their backs. I've never seen anybody do that. We saw the left-handed defense,
Still the strong, strong arm,
But this is a new deal because I think it's an optical illusion for the referees because they're getting fooled because in their mind's eye, they're saying, wait a second, the defender has turned his back to the play. He's facing the basket.
Right.
Well, how could he foul him? because he's hip checking him.
Yes.
He's butt checking him. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's throwing his butt into James, knocking him off his landing spot. It's a dangerous play because I'm going to remind everybody that Steph and Clay went into that game on Sunday afternoon with bad ankles, right? Both of them.
Right.
So